Rufus Parnelli Jones was born on August 12, 1933 in Texarkana, Arkansas, but moved west with his family to Torrance, California, where he grew up and lived throughout his entire life. Jones began racing at local tracks in Southern California in the 1950s and was successful in stock cars, midgets, and sprint cars, so much so that he won the 1960 USAC Sprint Car Championship. That title was followed by two more, in 61 and 62.
I started to excel in these local races and things like that. And pretty soon people started saying, boy, you're Indy material, you're Indy material. You know, and I thought, well, gee, I don't know about that.
Parnelli made his IndyCar debut in 1960 at the Milwaukee Mile, finishing 16th for the storied team owner J.C. Agajanian, and the man for whom he would drive for all but one of his 59 IndyCar starts. He competed in 7 more races that year and was named 1960's Rookie of the Year. Jones made his first start at Indianapolis the following May, where he qualified 5th and ran up front until he was hit in the face with a stone, dropping him to a 12th by the finish, but good enough to be named 1961 Indy 500 Co-Rookie of the Year with Bobby Marshman. 1962 brought a 3rd consecutive season with Agajanian, 4 runner-up finishes, a win on the dirt at the Indianapolis State Fairground, and 3rd in the championship. But it was at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway where Parnelli made the most noise that year. On pole day, Jones was the first ever to qualify at over 150 miles per hour.
Parnelli Jones believes records are made to be broken, and he qualifies at a new record speed of 150.370 miles per hour.
In the race, however, after leading nearly 2/3 of it, a brake line failure resulted in a 7th place finish. In 1963, Jones again dominated from the pole, leading 167 laps and taking his first and only Indianapolis 500 victory as a driver.
Victory and riches await Parnelli Jones, who has won the fastest Indianapolis 500-mile race ever run.
I went to bed that night probably about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Woke up about probably 3 or 4, ran in the bathroom, looked in the mirror to make sure I wasn't dreaming, and it was that sort of thing. It was by far the greatest thrill in my whole life as far as racing goes, which outside of my family.
Jones would contest 4 more 500s, coming in 2nd in 1965. But it was 1967 that is perhaps best remembered for Parnelli Jones at Indy. After 6 years driving for J.C. Agajanian, Jones was hired by Andy Granatelli to drive the revolutionary STP Paxton turbine car. From 6th on the grid, Jones immediately shot to the lead on the backstretch and dominated the race, until a bearing failure ended his day with just 3 laps to go.
Unbelievable chaos here as the lead car has apparently dropped out of the race.
Jones finished 6th in what would be his final IndyCar race.
I have a certain appreciation for Parnelli's talent, something that I've seen early on, and the only thing is that he probably retired too early. He probably didn't show what he was really capable of.
6 IndyCar wins, 4 NASCAR wins, dominance in Trans Am competition, and even off-road and Pikes Peak victories. Parnelli Jones was one of the best. And retirement from driving in 1968 did not slow him down. The following year, along with business partner Velko Miletic, Jones founded Vel's Parnelli Jones Racing, a constructor and team that in just under a decade won back-to-back Indianapolis 500s, 1970 and 1971 with Al Unser, 51 other IndyCar races, 5 USAC championships, and even made a foray into Formula One with Mario Andretti.
It can't be any better when you win as a driver, but winning as a car owner is really thrilling, especially the first time. I mean, makes you proud and kind of completes a circle in a sense.
Parnelli Jones, I think, possessed probably the most genuine talent of any drivers that I've known.
Parnelli Jones. He's one of my top 3 picks for the greatest drivers I've ever witnessed.
I believe in his era of driving He was probably the best in the world.
Parnelli and I raced many, many miles together, and to beat him, you had to be on your toes because he was a good race driver and a hard-charging race driver. Let's face it, he knew his way around Indianapolis, and if you beat him, you beat somebody.